Port Charles is no stranger to shocking confessions, last-minute rescues, and emotional curveballs. But Tuesday, January 20, brings a twist that no one quite saw coming, and one that could quietly shift the balance of several lives. In a move that's equal parts bold, vulnerable, and very Britt Westbourne, Britt does the unthinkable. She asks Jason Morgan out on a date. Yes, that Jason Morgan, the stoic enforcer with a heart he keeps tightly locked away. And that Britt, sharp-tongued, brilliant, emotionally guarded, and far more complex than she lets on. The moment itself doesn't come with fireworks or dramatic music. In true General Hospital fashion, it arrives quietly, almost deceptively calm, which only makes it more powerful. Britt takes a risk. Britt has never been afraid to say what others are thinking, but this time, the words don't come with her usual armor of sarcasm. When she approaches Jason, there's a flicker of hesitation in her eyes, a rare crack in the confident facade she's perfected over the years. She doesn't frame it as a grand romantic gesture. There's no dramatic monologue or sweeping declaration. Just a simple question, delivered with surprising sincerity. Would you like to go out with me? For Britt, this isn't just asking a man out. It's a leap of faith. She's spent years being judged for her past, defined by her mistakes, and underestimated emotionally. Somewhere along the way, Jason became someone who saw her, not as a complication or a problem, but as a person trying to do better. And that matters more to Britt than she'll ever admit out loud. Jason is caught off guard. Jason Morgan is many things, but emotionally spontaneous is not one of them. Britt's invitation lands like a quiet thunderclap, and for once, Jason doesn't have an immediate answer. He's not confused about Britt. He respects her. He trusts her. He feels at ease around her in a way that surprises him. What gives him pause is everything else. The expectations, the consequences, and the invisible lines he spent years drawing around his heart. Jason has lived by rules forged through loss. Love, for him, is dangerous territory. And yet, Britt's straightforward honesty disarms him in a way that manipulation never could. He doesn't dismiss her. He doesn't shut her down. He listens. And that alone speaks volumes. Carly senses a shift. Elsewhere, Carly Corinthos picks up on something she can't quite name. Jason hasn't said a word, but Carly knows him better than almost anyone. There's a subtle change in his demeanor, a softness, a distraction that sets off her internal alarms. When Carly learns that Britt asked Jason out, her reaction is layered and complicated. She's protective of Jason, as always, but there's also something else there. Concern that this could pull him into emotional territory he's not prepared to navigate. Carly doesn't immediately oppose the idea. Instead, she questions it. And in Port Charles, questions are often more dangerous than outright objections. Britt faces judgment and doesn't care. Word travels fast in this town, and Britt is well aware that asking Jason out will invite whispers, raised eyebrows, and second-guessing from all corners. Some see her as a risk. Others see her as a rebound. A few still see her through the lens of her worst moments. But Britt doesn't flinch. She's done apologizing for wanting more than survival. She's done pretending she doesn't deserve happiness just because she's made mistakes. Asking Jason out isn't about winning him over. It's about giving herself permission to hope. And if Jason says no, she'll survive that too. A date that could change everything. Jason's eventual response, understated, careful, but genuine, opens the door to something neither of them fully understands yet. It's not a promise. It's not a declaration of love. It's a yes. Just one date. But in General Hospital, one date is never just a date. This decision has ripple effects that extend far beyond Britt and Jason. It challenges Jason's self-imposed isolation. It places Britt squarely in the path of danger that comes with being close to him. And it forces others, especially those who feel a lingering claim on Jason's heart, to confront uncomfortable truths. Old wounds, new possibilities. As Tuesday's episode unfolds, the chemistry between Britt and Jason is unmistakable, built not on grand gestures but on quiet understanding. They don't need to explain themselves to each other. They exist in the same emotional shorthand, one shaped by loss, loyalty, and unspoken pain. That shared history creates both comfort and risk. Because the closer they grow, the more likely it is that unresolved feelings, external threats, and long-buried secrets will surface. And when they do, nothing will be simple. What this means for Port Charles. Britt asking Jason out isn't just a romantic development, it's a turning point. It signals a shift in power, vulnerability, and emotional stakes across the canvas. Jason stepping into even the possibility of a relationship changes how others see him and how he sees himself. For Britt, it's a declaration that she refuses to be defined by her past anymore. For Jason, it's a test of whether he can finally allow himself a life that includes something more than duty and sacrifice. And for Port Charles, it's the beginning of a story that promises passion, conflict, and heartbreak. Because when two guarded souls take a chance on each other, the fallout is never small. Tuesday's episode proves one thing. Sometimes the most dangerous move in Port Charles isn't pulling a trigger or exposing a secret. It's asking someone to let you in. And Britt Westbourne just did exactly that.